I started really early in the morning at 5 a.m. and by the time I left at 1:30, it felt like I had just got there. I was thinking, wow, I can't believe it's time to go home already, and those are the kind of days that I love. And we even had a potluck at work today. We have every Fridays, and everyone kind of brings their favorite dish, and it's nice because we have about 200 people that work where I work, so it's a pretty big event. Actually, it's, I believe, the first Friday of the month is when we actually do it. And I didn't make anything this time, but I think next time I'm going to make some Rice Krispie treats. Those are always pretty good, and everyone loves Rice Krispie treats. So I think that's kind of a good idea. I think maybe I'll read from my Zen book of meditations today a little bit. They're just kind of short little phrases. And they're kind of in different categories. Zen. This one's from Zen. If you seek, how is that different from pursuing sound and form? If you don't seek, how are you different from earth, wood, or stone? You must seek without seeking. This is from Patience. When the day gets long and contentious, I hold fast to my breath as a tiller and take each wave as it comes. I like that one because you kind of do have to take each day as it comes. You can control some things, but you know what? Some things are out of your control, and some things you just have to kind of roll with it. This one's from Charity. Zen has nothing to grab onto. When people who study Zen don't see it, that's because they approach too eagerly. Do not seek to follow in the footsteps of men of old. Seek what they thought. Zen is your everyday thought. Enlightenment. If my heart can become pure and simple, like that of a child, I think there probably can be no greater happiness than this. I tell you what, I wish more people had the heart of a child. I think as you go through your life, you kind of tend to get bitter on things. You know, life kind of can make you jagged, and you need to try to overcome some of those things, because it just will sap your energy if you just let things build up and you let things just eat you up inside. And you'll just become an old, bitter person, and that's not healthy. Nirvana. We shape clay into a pot, but it is the emptiness inside that holds whatever we want. This is from Wisdom. The way is not a matter of knowing or not knowing. One word to a wise man, one lash to a bright horse. How can the drops of water know themselves to be a river? The bird of paradise alights only the hand that does not grasp. Have the heart of a small child. Whenever I feel nothing matters, I look at a sleeping child and recall my original purpose. When things are in total disarray, play with a joyful child. I tell you what, that's the truth. My niece brought down her child from Washington on my day off, and I got to visit with her, and her little girl is only 2 years old, and I tell you what, it was so much fun. She was just laughing and running around, and she had so much energy, and you think, wow, 2 years old, they have no idea what's out there. All they know is, I want to have fun, I want to do fun things, and I want to laugh. And there's nothing like a child just laughing hysterically. It definitely will make you just smile and laugh. The eye that sees cannot see itself. He who conquers himself is mighty. The quieter you become, the more you're able to hear. To forget oneself is to be enlightened. To find our way, you must close your eyes and walk in the dark. Knowing others is wisdom. Knowing yourself is enlightenment. The foolish reject what they see. The wise reject what they think. The man who knows he is a fool is not such a great fool. A step backward gives you the advantage. The way is an empty vessel that is never filled. The way is not difficult to discern. Seek it within. Sometimes I tell myself when it's been a rough day, I think, I tell myself quit thinking so much, quit analyzing things so much, and just let it be. Sometimes it is what it is, and we can't always change things. We can't always go back, We all worry too much, and we all think too much. But sometimes you just have to let it go and just say it is what it is. The great path has no gates. Thousands of road enter. That one's from wisdom. When I awake in the morning, I listen to those I love, especially to things they don't say. When people show anger and malice, listen for truth and the message, ignoring the way it was said. That's true. Some people, they get angry and they get mad, and even though people say, oh, I didn't mean it, I was mad, sometimes there's always truth in people's anger. There's always a little truth in someone getting upset and saying things. When wayward thoughts are persistent, imagine that even Buddha had silly ideas sometimes. When anger threatens reason, wait while the storm runs its course, even venturing forth. On the shore of the ocean at sunrise, be in awe of the enormous power that rises and falls in great peace. Today is actually Friday, and a lot of people have the weekend off, and I generally have days off during the week, so even though it's Friday, today was actually my Monday. But I've had those days off for so long, I've gotten used to having days off during the week, and I kind of like it better. Once in a while, if I'm on vacation or have a weekend off, I get frustrated because everywhere you go there's a ton of people, and sometimes it's nice to be off during the week and just to be able to go run errands and go do things you want and not have to worry about traffic and loads of people. It's kind of nice and relaxing. And if you want to go camping or you want to go hiking, you know, most of the time you have the trail to yourself. Where I live is out in California, and there's so many beautiful trails and so many places to hike out here. There's great day hikes. There's hikes that are overnight hikes. There's some big parks. Yosemite is very beautiful. I've been backpacking in Yosemite a few times. Though the last time we went, we had a big old bear come into our camp. We were about 7 miles from my truck, and me and a buddy were just kind of relaxing in camp and playing some cards, and about 20 yards away, this big black bear just kind of sauntered past us. And I tell you what, when you're way up in the woods and there's nowhere to go and nowhere to run, and a big black bear comes cruising by, it definitely makes you stand up and say, wow, what are we gonna do? But luckily the bear just kept going forward. It didn't even pay attention to us. It was kind of funny. We were getting all upset thinking, oh man, what if this bear comes out of us? What if it charges us? But it just didn't even pay attention to us. But it kind of made for an exciting trip. It made for a trip that we definitely will never forget. And then when we were hiking out of there, my buddy got very, very close to be stricken by a rattlesnake. We're going down kind of some switchbacks, and he was jumping from rock to rock, and as he jumped, the rattlesnake struck, but he was jumping the same way that the snake was striking, so it didn't do anything. But I tell you what, my buddy got pretty upset, and he kind of stood off to the side, and I still had to cross the path of the snake, but luckily I just kind of grabbed a branch and got the snake out of the way. All the snake wanted to do was cross the road, I guess. I don't know, but he sure didn't care for my buddy jumping from rock to rock. Those were his rocks. And he really enjoyed scaring the hell out of my buddy. But I love Yosemite. There's so many places. There's some beautiful lakes. There's thousands of, maybe not thousands, but there's hundreds of like little tiny lakes and little tiny areas that you can hike to. We just kind of randomly picked one from a guidebook and called the ranger station and asked them about it. And you just basically get a day pass or a second day pass or wherever, how long you want to hike to. And you just pay for the days. Another great place to go hiking is the redwoods up in Eureka. There's so many beautiful trees up there, the great big giant redwoods that are just amazing until you really go and see the redwoods for yourself and you see how big they really are. I tell you what, you can never fully grasp the size of a tree that big. We climbed up on one that had fallen over, and the root system was as tall as a two-story building, which is absolutely amazing. We kind of climbed up and peered over the edge of the root system, and it was just towering over the ground. These trees are something like 350 feet tall. There is hundreds and thousands of these beautiful, huge redwood trees. We actually spent a whole week going around on our bikes. We had trailers for our bikes that had camping gear, and we just kind of set out. We didn't have a plan. We didn't have any kind of direction. We just knew that we were going to be here for a week, and we were going to ride our bikes around with our trailers and our camping gear. And that's what we did. We bought a week pass at the ranger station, and it was good for any campground that we came upon. And we just kind of rode all day, and if we found a nice campground, we would come in and set up camp, and then we would take off on our mountain bikes from there. We would go on day trips, then come back and enjoy our camp and play some cards and relax. Most of the campgrounds have showers, and they have places to get cleaned up. And every night we spent a night at a different campground. And we had all our backpacking gear, which is all really lightweight gear. We had freeze-dried food and granola bars and plenty of really easy to make food that would give us energy. There was only 2 nights we actually rode into a nearby town and got something to eat, which that was a real treat. I tell you what, when you go camping, when you're out there for a couple days, you really appreciate a cold drink. It's amazing. Even if you're gone for a couple days and you go into a restaurant and you get a cup of a beverage and it has ice in it, you're just so appreciative of that ice. It's amazing how you, spending a couple days in the forest, how it'll make you appreciate your everyday life. And on a camping trip, when you're gone for a few days, you don't have the luxury of bringing anything cold. Unless you happen to be in an area that has a lot of really cold streams that you can maybe put a water bottle in and it can cool off. Another great place to hike is Point Reyes in San Francisco. San Francisco has a lot of hiking trails, and a lot of them run right next to the coast. And it's actually called the Pacific Coast Trail System. And same thing, you show up at a ranger station and you get a pass for that campground and you just hike in. And a lot of the campgrounds are hike-in only, so there's no car camping. You basically can only get there by horseback or by camping, by hiking. And that's kind of a fun thing because you get only true backpackers. Sometimes when you get car camping campsites, you get a whole bunch of screaming and yelling kids, and you get a lot of drunk people. Oh my gosh, I've been to so many camping sites that have drunks. It's so annoying. They stay up all night drinking and just hooting and hollering, and you don't get any sleep. That's what's great about backpacking. You get to pack in to bunch of beer, alcohol. Generally, backpackers are pretty health conscious people, and they're gonna have basically water and maybe some coffee and tea. But